You know, Billy, when most people do things like this, it's always a quarterback or a running back or wide receivers. This is where it's happening. Offensive line. Okay, let's talk about combo blocks.
So right here we have Mike Jordan, our left guard,
Right.
who actually, he's a Michigan native as well. And then having myself
Let me
here.
go back there. So you're allowed to say Michigan in a sentence, but you just can't say Michigan as a team.
We can refer to the state, but we
state.
can't refer to the university.
So he didn't grow up in the state of Team Up North. He grew up in Michigan.
Yep, he grew up in the state of Michigan.
This is very educational. All right, so should go through the combo block with us.
So we have the combo block here. Number 90 here is a big boy, about 340 over there for the team up north. And then comboing that up to one of their top linebackers, number 9 here. So the big aspect of this is making sure you're getting vertical movement. The first couple steps is essential. And as you start to see the defender start to go push back 3-4 yards, it puts the defender in the linebacker's lap, and the linebacker then has to make a decision. Is the linebacker going to shoot the B gap, or is he going to shoot the A gap? So as we reverse here
What's the B gap?
So the B gap is outside the guard.
Okay. And what's the A gap?
And the A gap is between the guard and center.
Okay.
And now that the defender is in the A gap, really his only choice is to go in the B gap, as we see.
As the play develops, tell us what's going on.
So at this point in time, after we've got the defender 3-4 yards in the back, the next key responsibility is making sure we get this linebacker.
Okay.
So both of us have our eyes on this guy. As this guy's shooting outside the B gap, then would be Mike Jordan's responsibility.
Got it.
So it is all predicated on where the linebacker then goes. If he goes to the A gap or goes over top this defender, he's mine.
Because he comes to the A gap, which you're responsible
Comes
for.
to the A gap, which I'm responsible. So it's, again, equate numbers 2 for 2.
Right.
And it's all predicated based on where this linebacker decides to fill.
Let's look at the next play. It looks like you are doing an awful lot of communicating, directing. So without giving away trade secrets, just give us a feel for what's going on.
So in this case, originally we had a play called. Quarterback and Dwayne Haskins saw something in the back end that he didn't like, and so then he comes up and starts checking the play. As you see here, he's talking to our right tackle. So the biggest aspect, and especially the biggest success on the offensive line this year, is making sure that the communication, everybody's on the same page. Our left tackle here, Jamarco Jones, he is the reason why the success on the offensive line. He is just as equal reason. So right now, I'm making sure, because I heard the play that Dwayne had checked to, getting the play to Jamarco, and then making sure then as I turn here, as we see in the film here, I turn to talk to my right side as well, making sure that my right tackle, my left tackle, and then these two guys, my guards inside know.
And then you point at someone. And we see centers on all teams do this. Tell us basically why an offensive lineman would point to someone in football.
So when we point to somebody, usually that's what we call here at Ohio State, that's our ID, or the person, and some other offenses they call it the point man. So that's somebody that they're working to that the offensive line is responsible for. So in this play, it ends up being a power play that Michael Jordan ends up pulling. It ends up being he is responsible for number 10.
How long did it take you playing center to feel comfortable that you were always pointing to the right defender?
Well, the good thing is, being that I've had a little bit of years of experience in this program, is understanding the offense completely as a whole. I was able to understudy, Corey Lindsley first, and he's the starting center for the Green Bay Packers. Jacoby Bourne, who was an excellent center here. Pat Elflein, who's a starting center for the Vikings. And then kind of having that, as I was able to grow into the center role here and becoming more confident. But the big thing is you got to understand the offense. If you don't understand the offense, as you are the center or the quarterback of the offensive line, it's going to get a little bit choppy for you.
Understood. All right, Billy, on this play, it looks like a linebacker comes free. Explain to us what happens here.
Based on this look itself, again, you have Winovich, McCray, number 59 here, and these guys are all lined up here.
Right.
So, and this is an empty protection here. So again, we only have 5 people
Right.
compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So again, if you have a 5 versus 6, the quarterback is then responsible for 1 person. So in film study here, we also realized that, and most of these looks, the linebacker dropped on every occasion.
Okay.
So in this particular case here, we get to see the linebacker actually comes. So that causes a problem here. So we made a call here, the protection was going to go right. So again, we were responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4. Quarterback is responsible for number 9 here.
Okay.
So as he starts to pass back, as he starts to see that guy coming back in his face, we have a hot route that goes underneath the Paris Campbell here.
Right. So this is actually a really good play by the offensive line and maybe a great play by JT. And yet the fans would say, why would they throw a short pass when they needed more yardage? You had no choice, right?
Yep. JT is phenomenal. He understands where the ball is supposed to go. And instead of throwing away from the blitz, we throw into the blitz. And that's where, again, you see Paris is open. We'll take it, punt the ball, and get after him next series.